1000 watts, 1000 watts, 1000 watts radio. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. I appreciate you tuning in. This your boy Joe Blaze 1000. I'm in the building. We're going to talk about some draft today. We're going to talk about Sheduer. We're going to talk about Shannon Sharp, Ocho Cinco, old school cats. Now they talking heads. They used to be football players, so they have a take on it. And my man Chris Carter. All of them have a different take, so we're gonna suss it out and we can find the truth somewhere now. But I ain't gonna talk too long. I'm gonna get right into it. Let's see, stream it. So I might roll up on a commercial, but I'm gonna try to cut as fast as I can, cause yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's go. All right, I already got a cue, so let's go.
And Sheduer Sanders hasn't been selected. 102 picks, 5 quarterbacks selected. Cam Ward went number 1 overall. No surprise there. We knew that once he had his workout, they canceled all other official visits. That told me everything I needed to know. Boom. Now, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck, Jalen Milroe, Dylan Gabriel. Now, for context, I want to provide context, Ocho, because that's what we like to do here. Daniel Jeremiah had Sheduer, the second-ranked quarterback, 4 days ago. Cam Ward was the 8th overall best player. Sheduer was the 20th best overall player. Jackson Dart, the 36th overall best player. Tyler Shuck, 75th overall best player. Jalen Milroe, 86th. Dylan Gabriel, 148. Mel Kiper Jr., the guru, just 4 days ago, had Sheduer ranked over Cam Ward. He had Sheduer as the 5th best player, Cam Ward as the 6th best player, Jackson Dart as the 28th best player, Tyler Shuck 46th. Pro Football Focus had him second behind Cam Ward just yesterday morning. But we saw today Cam Ward went first. The Giants traded back into the first round, Ocho, to take Jackson Dart at 25th. Tyler Shuck went 40 to the Saints, and we thought there Sheduer could possibly be 9 to the Saints there. Nope, they take Tyler Shuck. Jalen Milroe, 92nd overall to the Seattle Seahawks, and Dylan Gabriel, 94th to the Browns. Now, they were talking about, Sheduer arm, you're outside in Cleveland.
Don't start that shit. No.
I'm about to contact. Give me a second, Ocho. Baltimore outside, Pittsburgh outside, Cincinnati, Cleveland. I don't see where Dylan Gabriel's arm is any stronger than Sheduer's. I could be wrong. I could be. But I don't know. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Ocho, because I know Joe got questions. I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to say this before I do, Ocho. In all my years that I go back to really following the draft and understanding where players are getting drafted, back in 87, in almost 40 years, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah. I've never seen nothing like this myself. Obviously, I know I only played a short time, but I've been around long enough to know. Obviously, the 11, 12 years I did
Back,
and all the time I've
back
been
on me,
retired and enjoying the game and watching it.
So I'm gonna cut them off right there because they thought wrong. I think we all thought that somebody done told you wrong. Girl. Huh? Yeah. So back on me. I'm just out here wilding. But anyway, because I'm trying to get it. So when that commercial jump in, I'm going to flip right back. But everybody thought that Sheduer was going to go in the top, probably the top 10, no more than the top 15. Just my personal take on it. Do I think they did it on purpose? Yeah. But guess what? It is what it is. Let me cut back over to this feed. Let's get finished talking to them. I think Chad and Unc also known as Shannon Sharp. I think they're gonna talk for about 12 to 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna bring Chris in and give us a whole different take. So let's go.
From afar and understanding how good players are, regardless of what scouts may say. The eye in the sky doesn't lie. I watched Sheduer play from high school to college at Jackson State to what he was able to do at Colorado. I want everybody to understand that you're never bigger than the program. You'll never be bigger than the program no matter who you are, and they will show you, they will always remind you at any given time, if at any point you think you are bigger than the program. And that is all we seeing, that's all we're seeing right now.
Wow.
Joe, that is all we are seeing right now, regardless of who you are. There's some things I think Prime might have said, I don't want to quote it, but where he said it similar to
There's some places I don't want to go. We're not going to go.
Bingo. What Archie Manning said when it came to Eli. Same thing. No different. Anyway.
That's kind of damning right there. That's kind of damning because I think in any situation, even with Eli, you should have been humble. I mean, it's in any situation. You always go in with a humble mind, with a humble heart. But that's just me. I'm just I am a God-fearing individual. So, that's just me. I was always taught to be humble, but some of these folks, they go in with this pride. They go in with all this bravado, all this machismo, as they say, and all this, strength. Like, I'm supposed to have. I think that's that entitlement, and I think it is a definite divide between the have and the have not so much. So I think that's what we got going on right here. Let's get back into it.
Hey, I got something today I really want to read. Chad, I want you to listen to me real quick. I'm not here to stir up. I'm happy for everybody that got drafted. I want you to listen to something that was sent to me on Instagram. Chad, y'all stay with me real quick and just listen to me very, very closely. What we are witnessing once again is the machinery of a system that has never quite known what to do with a free black man, much less than a free black family. The NFL, with all its pageantry and power, finds itself uncomfortable, even threatened, when the likes of the Sanders family walk into a room, not asking for a seat at the table, but daring to bring their own. Deion, Sheduer, this family has refused to shrink to fit the confines laid out for them. And so the machine does what it has always done. It seeks to diminish, to distort, to remind them and us that there is still a place for black folk. It is not at the head of the table. But the tragedy, you see, is not in their refusal to bow, but is in the nation's fear of black excellence unchained. The fear that has always been the real danger, not the power of our stride, but the shadow we cast when we stand upright, unafraid, and unapologetically ourselves.
Yeah. I was talking to my sister. She said, well, you think Sheduer? I said, Libby, I'm going to be honest with you. If he don't go in the second round, I think he might slide out of the third.
Unc, it's all a game. It's all a game.
Look, Ocho,
It's a game.
Your draft story, my brother's draft story was a lot different than mine. My brother didn't have to wait long. First round, 7th pick, boom, he gone. On a plane to Green Bay, boom. Second round.
Hey, with red flags, with character issues, school to school, bounce from over and over. Why'd he go here? Why'd he go here? Bad. Still, second round. We taking a chance.
Let's stop it. Back on me. I don't know. That's some good questions. Only thing I gotta say one thing, like,
God damn.
Yeah, cause I'm like, Chad said he had problems, and he went into a whole story. I listened to the whole thing. He went into a whole story about how he was going through it with school. He jumped around from school to school. You know, he had problems here. He had problems there. You know, and they still took him. I think they took Chad in the first or the second round, one of the two, but they took him no problem. But like I said, I think, you know, I think where there's smoke, it's definitely gonna be some flames. It might not be a whole, you know, saying 3 alarm fire, but it's definitely some flames. You know, get your fire extinguisher ready, or whatever you use, cause it's a fire somewhere if you see some smoke. So it's smoke there. You know, I don't think by any means that the NFL is this pristine, great company, because that's what they are. You know, company, even though I think they are 501c or something to that effect. You know, it's a big business, bruh. Everything is a big business. They say, you know, church is a 501c, but that's a business too. My wife said all the time, it's a business, period, point blank. You might not get taxed, but you are doing business. You know, you're doing business with banks, you're doing business with people, you having people doing business for you. All the stuff you're doing, you got to pay for this. It's a business. So they're going to treat it as such. And, you know, these owners, they billionaires. They ain't millionaires. They billionaires with a B. And they moving like such. Let's get into this Chris Carter and see what he's talking about. It may be a commercial to jump in, but we gonna see. We'll cut the tape. What my man said, we'll
you heard the man. Cut the goddamn tape.
We'll cut the tape. We'll cut the tape if we see a commercial. So let's see. Let's get into this Chris Carter.
Because that was not entertaining. All right, so what happened with Sheduer Sanders?
Well, a number of things happened. The number one thing that didn't happen was there was not a collusion message with the NFL owners.
Okay, what? Okay, a lot of people think that.
Because they wouldn't be able to keep a secret like that. And
so they might do it, but they couldn't shut up about it.
They wouldn't be able to shut up about it. But every owner is very, very selfish. Now, why would I do something to my detriment?
So I just want to stop it right here. I hate to keep cutting it off, but I'm gonna stop it right here. So have you ever been in the room, one of your close partners, or your close friends, whoever they are, whoever they was, and y'all gave each other that look? Y'all didn't have to say nothing. Y'all just gave each other that look, and y'all know what the business was. Y'all know what was going on. Y'all just kind of looked at each other and gave them, no smiles, no teeth shown, just that look. And you know what wasn't going down. So you don't have to say nothing. You ain't got to have no collusion, whole story. But just to keep it 1,000, hence 1,000 Watts Radio, 1,000 Watts Radio, 1,000 Watts Radio. Like, sub, and subscribe. I had to throw it in there. Plug it myself. Yeah. So, we know, like Tupac said, you and I know what's going on now, don't we? So let's get back into it.
Like, if I need a quarterback and I think this kid is it, what he didn't realize is the guys that have fallen in the draft before, they all had unusual traits. Like, they had some superstar qualities to them. Now, some other things happened that made them fall, but Sheduer and his family, they overplayed their hand. Them thinking that he was in the same evaluation mode as Eli Manning, they didn't play that right. Them trying to narrow the teams that he was going to go to, that didn't do right. Not working out at the combine, that wasn't the right thing. His interview process, obviously he could have done a lot better in that. Mm-hmm. A lot of people left that meeting, felt he was very, very entitled.
Which meet? Like, because they said Brian DeBall, the Giants coach, had said he didn't like the meeting. He asked him, he had some book, was his playbook or something he was supposed to know, and he said he felt weird about it. I don't know who else said they didn't like the meeting with him. Or were just people behind the scenes saying they did?
Well, the thing about it, they didn't draft him.
I know that.
So
part.
It's not the tape.
Okay. Because the tape's
right?
good enough to get drafted early enough.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, his tape is good enough for him to be a first rounder. But there's a number of things. It's not one thing. Last year when Deion interviewed for the Dallas Cowboys job, that did not help Sheduer. Now, it helped Deion get a new contract in Colorado, but long term it didn't help Sheduer because the Giants, they're coached in their last year, general manager in their last year. If they struggle, the Giants potentially, an option would be look at Deion as the head coach. So why would I draft a kid? Like, they missed out on that. Like, they obviously, they didn't think this all the way through. And I think there were a number of teams that had that in the back of their mind, and they don't believe his talent is generational. They do believe that guys are more athletic and guys have bigger arms, and they do believe he's been coddled. He's been coached by Deion his whole life. Now, there's been benefits to that, but this is the first time.
So I want to say it's probably gonna go on for another. He got a lot of good points. It's probably gonna go on for another 6 to 8 minutes. But I'm the type of person that like balance. It had to be balanced for me. So Chris gave a more balanced look because he looked at the NFL, even though it was kind of a little clouded. He looked at the NFL like, y'all doing stuff. Y'all might not realize it. Why would you hurt yourself in order to prove a point? But I guess if you got the money and you got the means and all this kind of stuff, then it is what it is. And then he went on to talk about Deion and them. Like, they was doing stuff too. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just the NFL. It was a combination. So you mix some gunpowder, you mix a little alcohol, you mix a little gasoline, you mix some explosives, you throw a match in there, and it might blow up on you. I don't know. You have to test it out and see. I ain't gonna try it, but you can. And I think that's what this was. That's why I blowed up in their face. Cause to me, if you scheduled to be picked in the first round, at least like I said, 1 to 15. I'm saying 1 to 15, but I heard it was like 1 to 10. And you drop down to like the 4th round. That's kind of hard. So, yeah, that was a combination waiting to explode in somebody's face. I think it's going to explode in not only the Sanders face, because like somebody said, the Sanders got money. The Sanders they have money, so they don't have to worry about this and that, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. They got money, but it's gonna blow up in not only their face, but the NFL going, one of these teams like the Browns, they picked them. But let's let Chris Carter keep on breaking it down. Hold on, let's go.
It's been a detriment.
So his tape, because he had last season 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, NCAA leading 74% completion rate. Then he said, in his line, was his offensive line good?
Offensive line was no good.
Okay,
wide
no
receivers,
good.
3 wide receivers drafted in the NFL.
Yeah, but offensive line,
no good.
I'm getting to him. So he talked about him holding the ball too much. Sometimes people are coming to hit you, and you don't want to throw it to the other team. Is that not fair enough?
Yeah, let me talk football, though.
Yeah, I'm listening.
There's a reason why a lot of dudes hold on to the ball, too, is because the coverage has not revealed where the ball, and their anticipation is not as good as some of the other guys.
So sometimes he ate the balls because he couldn't pick up the coverage prior to, and the defense outsmarted him.
Yes, and he likes guys to be a little more open before he lets it go, and he doesn't have a big-time arm. He's not a big guy. He's not overly athletic. So his measurables are not.
Cut back on me. So they was talking about his measurables and how he let's see. He was talking about his measurables. Cut back over. He was talking about his measurables and all this stuff. So the last part I heard was he didn't have a line. They was looking at his arm or whatever the case. Like, somebody's seen something. If you don't just be scheduled to go in the first round just because you or you decent or you good enough. No, bro, they gonna wait till the 3rd round to pick you up. You a DN. You not making tackles, or you not holding your side of the field up, or if you not getting to the quarterback, you think you gonna go in the first round? You not. bro. You might not even get drafted, because guess what? It's hundreds of college teams. You know what I'm saying? And on different levels, it's a lot of people that, it's a lot of, like, not so, what they call them, D1 colleges. So not a lot of D1s colleges out there. But the ones that's not D1s, people are getting drafted. Like, some of the greats. I think Tom Brady wasn't a D. Was it Tom Brady there? I think Tom Brady, Michigan. I'm not sure, but I think it was Randy Moss wasn't D1. I know Jerry Rice wasn't a D1. So, it's a lot of people getting drafted. They just realize talent. Like, they had that. The scouts went out there. They go out there and they see that dog in you. So I don't know if they know, if they don't. I know they know. You know what I'm saying? They don't just pay these folks all these millions of dollars to do what they do, hundreds of thousands of dollars to do what they do. They know. So if you got that dog in you, they know. And this might have been not only a political move, but it might have been a move where the Browns picked them up and boom, okay, we gonna sell him. We're gonna sell him. We're gonna get rid of him in a couple of weeks, or see what he do in the 4 or 5 games of preseason. So who knows? But let's get back into it. I had to juke on that commercial, so let's go.
Say first round measurables, but he played football like a first round.
But his tape's first round tape. But his measurables are not first round measurables.
Well, you don't play football all the time. You're a human being the rest of the time. And how you're going to be in the locker room, how he already came up with this line of merchandise, legendary, like he's already calling himself legendary. All those things are problems. And once the teams that weren't looking at starters, the makeup of a backup in the NFL is totally different.
I understand. I understand that he's probably not going to be
the backup in the NFL. He doesn't have a media team following him. He doesn't have cameras following him. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have all these social media, all these things that they're doing.
But you wouldn't let that happen, right? The team wouldn't let that happen. If you're a back quarterback, wouldn't the team just say, you're not doing all this shit?
The team doesn't have the right to do that. The team would give you advice to say that I think you should concentrate on learning the playbook and being an NFL player, but they can't mandate what you do in your downtime.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just think for me, like, I'm listening to him, and I listen. He fell. Did he fall a lot further than you thought he would fall?
Yes. Yeah, bro, he probably. The contract situation, the signing bonus or lack of signing bonus,
the amount of money
that he missed out on. You're talking about top 5 pick. You're talking about $30 to $40 million, and then it sets you up for that next contract. They set you up for that option year, but right now he's working check to check, man. Like, he's not going to get a big signing bonus. There's not going to be a big guarantee. Any day they want to get rid of him in the week, they can get rid of him. Mm-hmm. And it's really tough when they draft someone at your position, because only one quarterback plays. It's not like wideout. It's not like DB. Mm-hmm. And then in the 3rd round, they drafted Dylan Gabriel.
Which, he's better than Sheduer. I'm
just going to tell you right now, they're slotted. Draft picks are lane assignments. Mm-hmm. So he's got lane 3. Sheduer drafted in lane round 6 is in lane 8 or lane 1. He's either run out by the fence by the kids, or he's running in lane 1 where he's got to run that long turn. Yeah, that's the way the game is.
Got a lot of work to do.
Well, that's crazy. And for me, it's not really. If you're good, that's like I said earlier. If you're good, if you got that dog in you, lane 8, I'm coming to get you. You better put me in lane 1 in my mindset. That's my mindset. When I was a young Thundercat, you better put me in lane 8. That's my mindset. Cause I'm coming to get you, bro. You best believe I'm coming to get you. Matter of fact, if you in front of me, I'm running you down. If I'm in front of you, don't think you coming back, cause you not. Yeah, you better put me in that lane. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And it's hard to get to your second contract when you're working check to check.
All right, so here are the quarterbacks they're going to have in the quarterback room. Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Sheduer. Who's going
The Browns suck, man. You got like 1,000 quarterbacks. How many of them hurt? And why you got so many quarterbacks? Bro, this is a chess move. If they get ready to trade half these dudes out, they're gonna probably keep 3 quarterbacks. Cause Deshaun Watson is decent. I don't know who can pick it. And Joe Flacco, I think he still got some juice. And you got Sheduer. Bro, that's crazy. And the crazy part is you got all this offensive, quote unquote, offensive power, whatever. You ain't been doing nothing. Like nothing, Browns. Get it together, man.
to play?
Yeah.
Who going to start?
I think either Sheduer or Kenny Pickett are going to start.
I would agree with that.
I think they're going to keep Joe Flacco around just long enough to give him some seasoning.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be in an unusual quarterback situation because they're going to have to keep 2 rookies.
Yeah.
They're going to have to keep Dylan, and they're going to have to keep.
So why pick Sheduer after you pick Dylan?
Because value. Value. Like when you're trying to put your roster together and there's a kid that you can get for a 6th-round investment and put him in your locker room, and you were thinking about potentially drafting him.
No, I get why I took Short. That was, I think I was sitting there waiting. Why wouldn't somebody else grab him anyway? Why take Gabriel? You think he was a better pick for them over Sheduer at that time?
Man, something happened with the Browns between day 2 and day 3. Okay, because with Sheduer available,
I tell you what happened. Hold up, let me see. Let me tell you what happened to the Browns. Let me tell you what happened to the Brown. This is what happened to the Brown right here.
Somebody done told you wrong, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to the Brown. What is it? 17 games and a bye, or 16 games and a bye? I don't even watch the NFL like that no more, and I may watch it just to see what the hell all this stuff is gonna be break down to. But early in the game, the Brown has always been and probably will always be in a tough division. You got the Bengals at one particular time was in the playoffs almost every year. If they weren't in the playoffs, they had a decent record. You got the Steelers, they go to the playoffs, championships every year. And I think it's the Ravens, if I'm not mistaken. The Ravens, ever since they've been in the league, they've been monsters. You know, they've been monsters. The Browns, laughing stock, straight clown franchise. Like, I don't know. I think that was just disrespect for them to even pick that man like that. That's just me. But we gonna see. What I was gonna do? I was gonna say, let me see. I think they gonna go. Let's see. I think they gonna go 6-10. I don't know how that bye work, but let's say 6-10, or let's say they do 17. Have to do 17. They gonna go 7-10. They gonna lose 10 games. They might not even. They might go 4-13, or 4-12, whichever one it is. I don't know which one it is. But yeah, they not gonna win a lot of games, bro. And then the games they win, they gonna win them on a whim. But I don't know. They might surprise me, and I might be like,
Somebody done told you wrong, huh?
yeah, I might be like that. I don't know. But we gonna see. But that's all I got, man. You know, I just want to come in and do that. I know I ain't been doing streaming that much. I got another one I'm gonna do. Pink Book Lessons. She did something. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna expand it, and I might break it down and I might get more than 1 or 2 episodes out of it because I think it need to be talked about. But that's the end of this stream, and I am OUT out. I appreciate y'all lending me your ear. I hope I gave you a different look. I hope you was able to suss it out. But it's 2 sides to every story. Always remember that. It's 2 sides to every story. Then it's the truth, because you know, somebody, whoever's telling their story, they're gonna tell it how they feel or how they think it went. The other person gonna tell it exactly how they feel, how they went, and then it's the truth. So you gotta look between the two. Now, me personally, honestly, just being totally open with you guys, I used to take one side, just be like, okay, this is what it is, and go hard on it. But now I had to stop, look at it, listen, and that's why I was listening to during the political season. During the political season, I had to stop. Normally I just Democrat. No. And even before that, I was just like, because I didn't, even in my own little state, I was like, all right. So it's been a few years. I just like, I'm not finna keep voting these dudes. They ain't doing nothing. And then I know a few of my own own politicians, personal politicians, or local politicians, let's say it like that. I know them not personally, but I know them on a more grounded level, and I don't like them like that. Don't like them like that. So that's it. That's all I got. I appreciate y'all coming through, coming in. Please hit the like button. 1, 2, subscribe if you haven't. I would appreciate it. And if you can, share it. I would greatly appreciate that. And what would help me out a lot, if you shoot me a comment, tell me something in the bottom, thumbs up, thumbs down, shoot me a bird, whatever. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It's an early morning deal, but I'm gonna drop it at nighttime. So just the way I do it. Should I drop some music? Yeah, I drop the music, and then once we drop the music, we're gonna be out of here. I appreciate y'all coming through. I appreciate y'all coming in. I appreciate you. 1000 Watts Radio. 1000 Watts Radio. 1000 Watts Radio. I am Joe Blaze, and I am
You heard the man. Cut the goddamn tape. Just cut it.